Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to talk about two positional and two intraday stocks for trading tomorrow. These are going to be jackpot stocks that are going to make my subscribers a lot of money. So without any further delay, let's get started. The first stock that we're going to talk about is Dr. Reddy's Labs, which, as most of you know, is a very famous pharma company in India. So pivot point analysis reveals that the pivot is roughly around 4057. So if it opens above that level tomorrow and breaks above the level of 4086, which as you can see here is roughly the peak of the supply zone, I would recommend you to exit at around 4110. Now why am I saying 4110? Because as you can see, it's the high which was made around this point, which is a very psychological resistance point. And this is a positional trade, not an intraday trade, so please keep that in mind. My warning to you is again that if it opens below 4000 and goes below 3980, I would recommend you to avoid this. Now again, why am I saying 4000? Because it's the 10 period EMA, and 3980, as you can see here, is a 21 EMA. So any move below this will render it bearish. So just a thought to keep in mind that you should keep your stop loss at roughly 4040, which as you can see is the base of the supply zone. So let's move on to the next stock. Now, this is an intraday recommendation. This is for Tata Steel. Pivot point analysis reveals that the pivot is roughly around 357. So if it opens above that level and goes above 366, which as you can see is a 200 EMA, I would recommend you to exit this at 373. And I'm sure that this will be reached intraday. Now why am I saying 373? Pay close attention. As you can see here, 373 is the base of this candle, which was formed in March, which forms a supply zone. This is going to be a very important resistance point. So I'm fairly confident that it should be able to go up till that before going down. So this is the first intraday recommendation. Now let's move on to the second day trading recommendation for tomorrow. That is Aisho Motors, which most of you would know as a very popular tractor and commercial vehicle manufacturer in India. If we look at the pivot point analysis, we can see that it's roughly around 19,890. So if it opens above that level, I would recommend you to buy it near 20,000. 20,000, as you can see, is the peak of this supply zone. So any break above this should see it go right up to the base of the primary supply zone, which we are seeing, which is roughly near 20,660. Now there's no guarantee of this happening, but I feel that I'm reasonably confident that it can happen tomorrow. In case this trade moves against you, and would suggest that you keep a stop loss at 19,600. Now in case it happens that the stock stagnates around your purchase price, I would recommend you to convert your intraday position into a cash and carry position and hold it for longer, because I'm fairly confident that the level of 20,660 will be reached sooner or later, hopefully within a week. But this bears repeating. I'm telling you that this is an intraday trade, so keep these factors in mind. The last stock that I'm going to talk about is ACC, which is a cement company. So as you can see here, the pivot point analysis reveals that the pivot is roughly around 1390. So any open above this tomorrow and a break above 1400. Now why am I saying 1400? Because 1400 is a secondary resistance line. So any break over this should see it turn bullish, and I would suggest you hold it all the way till 1550. This is a positional trade. Keep this in mind. So this is roughly a return of around 10%, and it should take about 2 or 3 weeks to reach this target. But I'm fairly confident that it should be able to go on an upward march when it crosses above this, because it's already shown us bullishness by crossing over the 200 EMA of 1350. Now, if you guys recall, I mentioned that there are 200 trading days in a year, and a cross above this EMA level has seen it really rally. I would recommend you to keep your stop loss at 1350, which again is the 200 EMA, because a move below this could turn it negative. A word of warning is, if the price opens below 1320, which as you can see here is a 5 EMA, and it goes below 1310, which is a 21 period EMA, I would recommend you to avoid the stock. So that's it for today, guys. I've given you a total of 2 intraday and 2 positional trading recommendations. I hope you have a wonderful trading session tomorrow. Please do share your feedback, comment, like, share and subscribe to my videos for more such informative and educational content which will help you make more money in the stock market. Thank you and best of luck for tomorrow.